Welcome to Zoom Out with Samuel NQ Carter!
Yay!
So, how was today?
I have been very well, mate. I got, as you know, I got stuck in really bad traffic coming in.
Right.
And being late is my worst nightmare just ever. Like, it's the worst thing. So,
I mean, fortunately, we got you on time, right?
Yeah. I was surprised I got here. I have to admit I was driving a little bit fast.
Oh, now you understand what happened to me every Tuesday. Going to your station every Tuesday. I was stuck in traffic. It took me about like a couple hours to get there.
Oh, man.
And every time I felt like, I feel like I'm going to be late a little. Then that's when I get super freaked out.
Yeah.
Did you freak out as well this morning?
Yeah, I freaked out.
How was it? How was the experience?
It was horrible.
Oh, okay.
I freaked out for 1 hour in the car. Just be like, no, why? It was horrible.
Anyway, it is so good to have you here on
man.
our show today at Kride for a segment Zoom Out. So, what is happening for this segment?
So, dude, what we did, by the way, it's weird.
Yeah.
You by yourself here.
Oh, yeah.
With me. It's a bit weird right now.
It's a bit weird. It's like seeing us from like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's just the place is different though.
Oh, it's quite quiet without Alexander.
That is right. Do you want me to sound like Alexander?
No.
Samuel Carter, hello! Introduce the segment for us, please.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Right, so what we're doing for Zoomed Out is quite simple. This is where we take various data points and make connections between them to become more insightful experts on K-pop. So we're doing that, those connections between different singers and artists and stuff. So that's it.
Okay, so since we don't have a lot of time, shall we get to our first song?
Let's get to our first song, and today we are talking about Lee Seok-kun. Right, last week he released his first ever full-length solo album 같은 자리 in 14 years. So 14 years after his debut.
Wow, that's a long time.
Which is
Anyway,
a
can you
long time,
elaborate a
isn't
little
it?
more, please?
Yeah. So it's called 사랑은 또. And this one, as I said, from the first full-length album. And with this album, Lee Seok-kun's talking about portraying different emotions while being in the same place and staying in the same place. And
He tried out a lot of different genres as well, right?
he has tried out like lots of different ones. I mean, we're talking ballad, modern rock, like medium pop, jazz kind of elements as well. So I'm very jealous. He obviously has the talent to be able to do all these different genres as well. And you know, for example, he worked on the title song "사랑은 또 Lovesick" is the English title here, which with these really cool electric guitars creates a rather sort of sentimental, sort of mysterious feel about it as well. You've got the piano, which kind of does that. I think Britpop is a word that you could use.
Yeah.
Britpop, which I obviously love, you know. And with this one, you know, talking about a love which is kind of leaving, which is, I mean, lots of people can relate to that. I'm
So
sure.
the empty feeling I'm talking about, I guess.
So empty.
Okay, thank you so much for introducing the song. By the way, 이석훈 씨 started a new radio show called 이석훈의 브런치 카페 as Kundi just yesterday. And according to the production team, it's a morning show at 11 where you can stop by for a cup of coffee. So that was a little more information about this person. And we're going to be back after this song. This is 이석훈 with...
사랑은 또.
Dude, I gotta say, I have a special connection between this person as well. 이석훈 씨. I mean, he's from the group called SG Wannabe, for those who are not familiar with the name 이석훈. He's from the group called SG Wannabe, and he graduated the same university which I attended too, 동아방송예술대학교. So he's like 선배님 of mine, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel this little connection.
That is, because in Korea, that's a big thing, actually. If you go to the same school, you do have this immediate connection, actually. I get that.
You're right. And about the ballad songs, every time I hear a ballad song, it is really interesting and intriguing at the same time, because like what I noticed about ballad song is that in terms of position of the sounds, like when you legislate at the first place is different from our usual K-pop that we listen to, you know what I mean? Most of the idol song, they tend to like put vocal sounds up front with drums like really up front and all that. But the ballad song, when it comes to ballad song, you hear this wide range of other instrument sources is, and the vocal is somewhere sitting kind of backward compared to the idol songs. What's your thought on this?
Yeah, I think especially in ballads when in the chorus part when the singers are really belting out these powerful notes, you do tend to find them going back a little bit because it's so much power. And even like I've even noticed when I'm in the studio recording with ballad singers, they actually stand a little bit back from the
I didn't know
microphone
that.
because the microphone sometimes will just explode.
Okay.
They're so powerful. So I think that's probably a couple of reasons why they go back a little bit. And the instruments are also different, right? Like you get strings, which you don't find a lot in idol music.
Right, that is true.
Different way of doing things. Isn't it?
Anyway, we're going to talk more interesting thing after you introduce us with the second song. What is it?
Yes, well, you gave us a little bit of a hint. We talked about Isokun.
Yes.
Up, we are talking about the mega hit group from the mid-2000s. Yes, that have been brought back into the spotlight again. Last year, they appeared on Normal Honey, Hang Out With You. And although they were a hugely successful group back in the 2000s, also the beneficiaries of this popular show. Their songs, my goodness me, they received a lot of love again. Timeless, Crime, Punishment, As I Live, Arirang, La La La. They all came into the top 100, even though they were released a long time ago. So,
right.
I mean, you know who we're talking about.
Any song you recall from that group?
For me, definitely Timeless is big. I've got to say, I wasn't in Korea when they were promoting, so I was kind of watching from afar. But Arirang is something we're going to talk about.
Okay. I can't
song,
wait to hear this song. But before we move on, when I first saw the group, I was like, ew, that's a bit too much for me because the concept they came up with in the first place, like, you remember they used to wear like this deep hunting cap in order to hide their faces just to stay mysterious. Dude, I was like, dudes, I can clearly see your faces. Like, what's the point of wearing a hunting cap that low? You know what I mean? But as soon as they opened up their mouths and start singing, I was totally blown away by what they could do. So, enough with my explanation about them. We're going to have a listen to this song and be back. This is SG Wanna Be with Arirang. Welcome back to part 3 of K-Ride. You're listening to K-Ride on TBS EFM 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas. I am your driver, Samuel, and if you haven't done so already, hop on over to our TBS EFM application or catch the visual radio over on YouTube under the same name. We've got music producer Samuel NQ Carter here with us with Zoom Out and get a holistic picture of the world of K-pop. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we were talking about SG Wanna Be, right?
Yeah, we were talking about SG Wanna Be, of course, Isokun, who was a member of, who was the person who kicked things off for us.
So what are we going to talk about next?
Next up, we're going to move on to, I was talking about this show, Normal Honey, right?
Oh, that's right.
Hang Out With You, I think is the English title.
It is, yeah.
So they've been really creative in trying out new projects, giving MC Yoo Jae-suk multiple what we call
Bouquet sub-characters, huh?
Yeah.
So, about the sub-bouquet, our question of the day is actually related to the theme bouquet, which was, what is your alter ego? Or if you were to come up with one, then what would it be? 여러분의 부캐는 무엇인지, 혹은 만드실 거면 무슨 부캐를 만들 건지. Do you have an answer?
Do you know what? I think everyone has very different sides to themselves depending on what they're doing. So during the day, obviously, I do lots of broadcasts.
Right.
And then in the evening, normally recording or some sort of with people, right? So I'm really high and energetic. And then when I go home, I don't know. I think I become almost like a quiet librarian. So I put my glasses on, a little bit nerdy, and I sit there, I read books, and I'm very quiet. I don't say much, and I think that's my...
Oh, wow, I can't imagine you reading books, actually.
I'm such a nerd.
Anyway, thank you so much for sharing your answer. And we have a lot of answers coming in, too.
Yeah.
First one from Imelda Velarde says...
I'm very strict, but the other side of me is a soft-hearted person.
Oh, so I'm guessing the soft-hearted person is your alter ego, Imelda? Let us know more about it. 4865님, 4865 says...
My bouquet is Simba's aunt.
Oh.
Simba is my sister's dog.
Oh,
right.
okay. I assume a lot of people are like that, actually,
Yeah.
right? Do you have a pet?
Yeah, I've got a cat, and
Okay.
I do consider her my daughter. Although obviously DNA wise we are not related, that would be impossible. But I do have that as well. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the most hard part about like raising a pet? Yeah.
My cat
Yeah.
always wants to be next to me.
Okay.
Like constantly. Like
Okay.
anytime I go in the morning when I go for have a shower. Obviously, it's very loud, the water, but in the distance, I can hear just in the far distance.
Wow.
She stands in front of the door, waiting for me.
Oh, so I guess she or he's a kenyangi, what we call the
Yeah.
dog-like cat who's so friendly to human beings.
It's too much.
Well, you're blessed because a lot of people are dying to own a cat pet like a dog
Yeah.
kenyangi.
The thing is, though, she wants to be next to me, but if I touch, hold, or hug her, she'll push me away. So all she wants is to be next to me and no touch.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your personal information about your pet.
I'm
And
a
there
giving
is
person.
actually a reason why we talked about Phuket because
Yeah.
this next artist we're going to be talking about is related to the term Phuket, right?
Yeah, man. So I was talking about this project group, which is MSG Wannabe, right? They did this song called 난 너를 사랑해.
Oh.
And basically, through lots of these projects on this show, they've got lots of great groups and songs, like Saxody, of course. Do you remember Saxody?
Yeah, 유드래곤, 린다지, and 비룡.
So amazing. I love that. And you had also Humble 원정대 as well, if you remember that. But they all had different names, like 엄정화 was called 만옥, 이효리, 천옥, Jessie was umbi, and 화사 was 실비. MSG Wannabe is one of those as well. So you've got 지석진, who I really love. It's called the 별로지.
Okay.
별로지, I love that name.
Okay, and?
And you have Kim Jong-soo, who's Kim Jong-min, and also Kang Chang-mo, who's KCM.
Okay.
Chung Ki-seok, who is Simon Dominic. Lee Dong-hui, you got loads basically there. And the top 8 members really vary in their original occupations too, which was interesting. But I thought it was quite fun actually that they had these different character names and the different members. A good mix of people as well. If you
Right.
remember the group, right? Big age range,
Right.
vocal styles. Like I can't imagine like KCM and Weinstein singing together. You know?
That is right. I mean, because the whole idea of the show was to bring each artist from different generation, combine them
Yeah.
all together to bring back the classic
Yeah.
from Korean music industry. And I think they've done an amazing job doing this, you know?
Such a good
And
job.
I've never imagined Weinstein would be so good at singing.
He's so good.
I know, right? With that unique voice of him, a little raspy and a little high toned
Yeah.
at the same time, but he does have the depth to his vocal.
It's crazy.
If you know what I mean, though, right?
I think that's what makes a real top artist. Like all of these people that we're mentioning, like even Simon Dominic, they all have a really distinctive voice,
Right.
which makes that. I mean, even like we don't talk about this enough, but Samuel, the reason he's a top artist, like as soon as you hear his voice, you just know it's him.
Right.
That makes such a big difference.
Oh,
Actually,
thank you so much for the compliment,
That's
guys. Anyway, we're gonna dive right into this next song by MSG Wannabe. We're gonna be back after this song. This is 난 너를 사랑해. Yeah, this song brings me back so much good memories related to the songs and the history of the group SG Wannabe themselves. And it feels really good to hear different songs sung by different voices. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because back in the days when SG Wannabe, when they first made their debut, they had this distinctive style, which is called 소머리 창법, a cow-like singing skills, right? Like they used to sing things out. Stuff like that. 그래서 that's how we recognize, oh, that's SG Wannabe.
Yeah.
근데 with different styled vocalists all blended into one song like this, it just gives a totally different vibes to the song. It feels like a totally new song to me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like that saying in English. Cow stuff.
Yeah, cow styled.
Oh dear. In a good way though.
Yeah, right.
A good sounding cow.
Oh, yeah. I have a good feeling about the next song is going to be really good too. What are we talking about?
Absolutely. Well, we all know that the first song MSG Wannabe sang together was a song called 상상 더 하기.
Yeah.
Right? By a girl group, right? And that girl group is La Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was trainees with the Labu members for a long time, so
Really?
I know them well. Yeah.
Okay.
Their song was rearranged and done by MSG wannabe 상상 더하기, and it must have been so interesting to rearrange such a cute feminine song, and then you have 8 guys sing it. Don't you think?
They must be like reminded of 군대 위문 공연 style.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Should we listen to the clip?
Have we got it?
If you have, yeah. 상상을 더하네. Wow, this feels like a totally different song to me.
So different.
Yeah, I know the original song as well. And the original song kept the light and funky vibes to it, but they turned the song into a high tempo ballad song for some reason.
And they're very husky as well, some of them.
Right. So it feels very weird to listening 8 different guys singing this song.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
I'm curious about the chorus part too, actually. Like the last climax where they put up like stack of all these different ad libs on top of each other that will probably go like, ooh, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, anything more to talk about this song?
Yeah, so basically, obviously talking about La Boom, who, their popularity has been amazing in recent times. A couple of weeks ago, actually, their popularity in the Billboard charts, which is the 군대 차트, amazing, because obviously they're popular with the military boys, right? They were so popular, trot singer Lee Chan-won showed his love for the group, saying he could go back to the military if he could see them perform, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And also the members, Soyeon, Jinye, Hain, and Sorbin, are busy with their solo careers. For example, Soyeon is an MC on a show called 행군기 on Kukbang TV. And I think they're having a comeback in April.
Okay, congratulations to the group, and I hope everything is successful after the release of the new song. And by the way, I really envy the ones who got to see 위문 공연 back when they were serving for the military, because I personally, we didn't get to witness the show at all. No, not just Laboom, but other groups too. Like, because since I was serving for like the front end of South Korea, so like you're not allowed in there.
Oh, really?
At all. Yes. You have to be an authorized soldier in order to get into the zone, which was called DMZ, Demilitarized Zone.
Yeah.
So I was serving there, and I didn't get to see all the fun things about military performances.
Would you like me to perform for you today in that style?
Yeah, you should, but not for a while. I would love to listen to this song first. Anyway, we're going to be back after a song before Sam Carter starts singing. This is 라붐 with 상상의 상상을 더하는 상상 더하기. You know what I think about this song, 상상 더하기 라붐? I just thought that, and I personally think, even up till now, that some songs are meant to stay that way. You know what I mean? Like, I like this version way better, way more than the one MSG wannabe song.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. What about you, though? What's your thought on that?
Well, it's interesting. I remember I heard this song way before it came out because a close hyung of mine.
Oh, he wrote it.
He produced this song. And then obviously I know Laboom as well. And immediately I thought, this is... the chorus is good. And the lyrics are really good. And because of the lyrics, I prefer Laboom's version.
Okay.
Because the lyrics are very sort of cute and very kind of, have that charisma about them. And, when... I do enjoy MSG Wannabe's version too.
Speaking of lyrics, when Laboom was singing this song, you get to imagine all those flowery sceneries in front of you, the green meadow, like girls dancing around, the kids running around, having fun, the families gathered around. But as soon as MSG Wannabe's voice kicked in, the scenery all of a sudden turns into a hell filled with devil and ajashis singing this song simultaneously in a very dim manner.
That's so funny.
When the original song is very energetic and cute.
So I actually respect them more though, because singing a song like that, I can't imagine that must be a difficult thing to do, right?
It is.
They did an okay job.
Yeah, I think so. And I would love to see what went on behind the scene
Yeah.
of the recording scene.
It
They
would be
must be
fun.
like, 이거 어려운데 이거 해야 돼. 너무 어렵잖아. 이러고. Yeah. What would you do if you were to sing a song like this?
I would bring out my inner 12-year-old girl, because we all have one, I'm sure, and
Okay.
I would imagine what a 12-year-old girl would feel like. I'd probably do my hair, get pigtails.
Yeah.
Pigtails?
Pigtails? Yeah.
Left and right. And hopefully that'll bring out a bit of a cuter side of me. What do you think?
Okay, since you told me that you're going to sing a bit to me, so can you sing a bit of this song in your 12-year-old version
I can't
of
remember.
Samuel Carter,
No,
please?
12-year-olds, I can't remember the lyrics. If we got a little bit of the chorus, I could do it. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, earlier I did say I was going to put on a military-style
Yeah.
show for you.
Uh-huh.
Some male singers are popular at the military
Oh, they
shows.
are, especially
Yeah.
Park Hyo-shin, when he was serving for the military, he used to come up with all these different 군gas, the military songs, during his active days as a soldier. And other than that, we had 태양, was it? Taeyang too, right?
Yeah, Taeyang's good.
Yeah,
very
Taeyang was
popular.
famous back in the military, and also we had Benzino, the rapper, too. And who else we had in the past? I heard that he also served as a music soldier, like 군악대.
And if the military guys are supporting you, that shows you're a good artist
Oh,
as
that
well.
is so
Come on, man.
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, for the military talk, we could make this thing go on forever. So let's move on to the next song. What are we talking about?
Yeah, we are going to move on to our next song, actually.
Yeah.
Our producer just put up the lyrics for 상상도하기.
Okay, shall we sing a bit, please?
No, I'm not.
No?
I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
Okay.
Next time, I'll prepare it properly.
Okay.
Just looking at the lyrics, I can imagine my voice, and it's a horrible, horrible sound, listeners.
okay.
Right, we're moving on. So Laboom actually recently invited to this stage called We All Are One, which is hosted by Red Angel and the Salvation Army. This was an amazing event to support Ukraine, of course, at the moment. And the likes of Kate Sol and Jamala, who are Ukrainian singers, were also invited to perform, as well as other K-pop singers, B.I. and Wonho.
Okay.
So we're talking about Wonho next up, who released his first single, Obsession, last month. He took part in writing a song called I On You. Oh, I've worked with Wonho a few times, actually. on a
Okay. Can
couple
you
of
share
his
us your
albums.
personal experience with Wonho?
Wonho, firstly, his arms are absolute. I've never seen arms like that, man. Like, he is
Arms?
known to be like,
A bulky guy, right?
he is
Yeah.
huge. Like,
Uh-huh.
I actually, I don't think I've ever seen like someone like that in real life. I was honestly shocked. But he's
What?
such a nice guy as well.
Is he more bulky than Xander?
Oh, double the size
What?
of Xander. Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought Xander was bulky, but wow.
Wonho's arms are probably the same size as my thighs.
Okay. Yeah.
They're so big.
Okay. Enough of the physical wise. What about
Sorry.
his personal as a musician?
When you see him in person, that's the first thing you think.
Uh-huh.
As a musician, what I really like about Wonho is recording his voice, especially is he has got an unbelievably unbelievable talent to portray sexy.
Okay.
Basically, I don't think not everybody can do that really well with singing, and some people find it difficult because it's a bit I don't know, cringy perhaps. But with Wonho, he has a really good balance of making it very husky, a bit airy. He uses that to his advantage, and as an artist, that's his image, right? He's very into that sort of into that area of music, I think, as an artist. Which for me, it makes sense, like image-wise, music-wise, he has it all together, which I think is like really impressive, right?
Okay, thank you for sharing. And before we listen to the song "I On You," can you elaborate the song?
Eye on You, it's a Wonho style song, man. It's very, I mean, with Wonho, a lot of his songs sound like they could have come out in an American chart, very much that sort of style. I said he's a very sort of sexy artist, which means house or deep house. He uses a lot with this song. And the lyrical part, Eye on You, using the hook, I think is brilliant. And, you know, when you've got your eye on someone, you know, it's very...
that is right. Thank you so much for all the songs you brought in today. We're going to wrap up Zoom Out with this song. This is Wonho with "I On You," and say goodbye to Samuel Carter for next week. Thank you so much for joining us, Samuel Carter. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.